When I was born, I didn't have an age, but then I turned 1 and was adopted by this game. At 2, I turned its page and unwillingly accepted its fate. Cause at 3, I didn't really know how to play, and at 4, I didn't give a shit about a bitch or a whore. But at 5, I realized that they control the door and all you need is money. At 6, I just thought the shit was funny and laughed all the way to 7, where I realized about hell and heaven. Cause at 8 is when I almost went up to the gate. Got a little sick but told death to go and wait. Cause I had to see 9, where I had a vision of me in my prime. 10 years later, skipped to 11, where I found Darth Vader. And at 12, it was over like Florida State and the Gators. Hit 13, where I found out it was all about your papers, but they had to be green. And at 14, I wondered if I'd ever wake from this dream. So I slept through till I was 17, where I wrote my first rhyme and knew that the game was all mine. And got introduced for the first time to that Mary Jane. A few years later, I didn't know that it would catch me a case. And in jail for a couple of days, cause now at 20, I'm too potent to be hazed. I'm like Tyson before the cocaine. Just ask God, cause he'll vouch for my name. For a couple years to when I hope to be far ahead of my peers, and maybe by then I won't have none. By 25 I hope to have some, but I'd rather have an apartment than a mansion, cause I ain't greedy. At 26 I hope to be feeding from the top level, and at 27 I can only hope to not meet the devil. And by 30 they'll say I had a cause like a rebel, and that same year I'll be retired from adjusting the treble. Cause we can't rap forever. With a couple of kids, they gon' need a father to remember and teach them never to surrender. And my wife will need a husband to keep it all together, and I'll need a wife to help storm the weather. Cause at 32 I hope to have my life on cruise, living it up after paying my dues. And when old enough, sit with my son and smoke a blunt or a few. And by 35 I'll be considered the pioneer of my time. The pioneer of my time that led the next The pioneer of my time that led the next revolution of rhyme, ensuing to my hall of enshrine. Still trying to figure out what my talent's a crime. Shit, it must be, cause everyone gon' rewind and find the evidence embedded in my mind. After cutting me open the day that I die, and in my afterlife, I'll be immortalized forever in time, sitting next to God by his hand, which is his right. Living up in heaven is where I'ma be. It's a far off future that only few can see, but me, I got that vision and I've seen it with precision. Cause in the first month, Pac and Big gon' be giving me the title of Heaven's Mitten. Cause I'll be the glove to catch all the risen, with my words that ain't stricken to the normal boundaries. And back on earth, people gon' say they done found me, videotaping perps who think they can arouse me. And by month 2 of my death, it still won't be dry like Downey. And a year later the imitators will still be lousy. So I'll go to God and ask to settle the boundary, hoping he'll reincarnate and set up the foundry. If not, I'll let my legend speak for itself, cause living in heaven is better than eternity in hell. So if you want the future, I got it for sale, cause I've felt what it's like to fly with an angel. This wasn't saving grace, just a look in my life sans cable. And before it was all about putting money on the table.